Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Right. As the attendance sheet, we're about to go live. We are live right now. So this meeting is being live streamed, and we'll get started at 6:35. I can have the attendance sheet back to make sure. Double check the roll call. Tony Pollock, Nancy, Beth Henson, yes. Eva, no. Mitch, yes. Bruce, yes. Yes. Kylie. Kylie, you're not online, no, okay. Bud. Here. Doug is in it. Doug, unfortunately, as you mentioned, he had his mom passed away suddenly. Carl, yeah.
Doug?
Doug's mom.
When did that happen?
Must have just happened yesterday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got another information.
Carl, Cynthia is here. Jen, Zoom, Jean Horn. And Diamond. And Donegal. And Tom Holmer. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10. 11. Oh, take that well.
I made it.
All right, we can sign in, kindly. Kyle's here. I'm going to share my screen with PowerPoint so we can get started. Okay, can folks see that at home? Yes.
Looks good.
All right. I see you nodding, Jen. That's good. All right.
You're getting good at this, Rich.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Next slide. So we did the roll call. The September 15th minutes. There's a couple copies floating around here. If you need to take a quick look, here's one. So if there's any changes or additions, subtractions for the September 15th minutes. I don't know if you saw what I put on there, Tom. I put that you were here, but you couldn't vote because you had no one. That's the best I could do. I mean, I know you. So that's the way I have you listed, because in terms of the vote count, you know, you were part of the vote count.
Did you see me on the Zoom?
No.
I was in Carol, I know I'm making time.
Well, that's why I listed you. That's why I
That's a
should
big
notice
challenge.
Tom's name. That he said he was listening in on the meeting, but you know, he's not part of the vote. He was able to vote, so I had to let him know that. I'm happy. So, if there's any other changes, additions to the minutes for that's one.
So I'll do it,
Okay.
accept the minutes.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Anybody abstain or recuse? Whichever. 12 people now, right? 1, 2.
Do we need to abstain since I wasn't here?
No. Tony's right.
I just want to say something.
Any other, in terms of reports, there's really nothing else, other than the fact that, last month we chose the four winners of the Elementary Climate Achievement Awards. Those will be presented next month before, the legislature on November 17th is the date of that. So it's a little, I got in touch with a couple of the award recipients that have, were very happy, and I thought confirmed their attendance, just to follow up with a couple of them to make sure that they can attend. So, past couple of years, Jim has presented them. I don't know if you want to do it again, Jim, or if anybody else would like to.
Carl, are you interested?
What was that?
Doing the awards next month?
Presenting them.
I probably need to check a date. Is it on the same day as?
It's Wednesday, November 17th, third Wednesday, at 6:30. We'll do it right before the start of our regular scheduled meeting. I prepare a text for you, which it's basically, you just got to get up there, read the award text, stand up, take a couple of pictures with the legislators, those song and dance.
That Wednesday, November 17th?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we'll have, presentation. All right. Very good. I do not have anything else really in terms of what's going on. I try to circulate the education and training information as much as I can. I'm gonna try to move this. Moving you guys around, feel your move, your computer move, you just got moved a little. So, these are all the DOS trainings, which, I just send a link to. I do have to circulate some other ones, like there was the solar one last night that went to, which you said was more technical than I anticipated. But these are all still webinars, and like I said, I'll circulate these as available. There's one tomorrow night. Some of them are done by counties, planning departments, some are ours, others are done by some regional planning departments, so they may be some may be more applicable. All of those you can register for at the US website, which they changed their website recently, so the links are kind of funky, but I'll circulate those. Well, the email.
If you can't get it, try again.
And there are also some other opportunities. I think they certainly this week or so ago, the SRA program has a reference seminar coming up, but November is a 3-day course. And Federation, being that Greene County Planning Department is a member of the Planning Federation, and the other members can take those webinars. So that's just another opportunity. Those are only open to members, since we're a member, so don't take advantage of that. Please do. They offer some good webinars sometimes.
Is there a date on that one?
What's that?
Is there a date on that one yet?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they have any upcoming ones. They have the recorded ones right now. Right now, they're doing the New York State American Planning Association in cooperation with the New York Federation is doing their annual conference. They usually have a lot in-person annual conference in October, but they're doing a series of live webinars. It costs $50 to register. So I've been doing those. They've been very good. There's two today, one on housing, and another one on updating zoning. Well, those are both very good, but there's one left. So we'll course the month. So that's what the Planning Federation is doing. We'll do it at this point. But, there was one last week on which I missed, which I can watch the recording on short-term rentals. I'll go back to the channel. So let's see, just I was going through some of this. I noticed on the Greenway Committee, so I noticed that Lexington passed a resolution and was adopted this past month to become a Greenway community. So I was glad to see that. So that deadline is coming up in a couple weeks, November 8th, for their latest grant application round. I've not heard any word on the Catskill Community Smart Growth Program for some of the mountaintop communities. I do not know when the next round of funding will be, but I will keep an eye open for that, let you know. And let's see, planning and zoning referrals. There were a number, we have, what, 5 on the agenda, 6? There's 6 on the agenda. There were 3 others that came in the past week that I was just not able to get to one to Baltimore. But I got to all the ones we kind of filled that I was able to do. One of them was a big one, the just review comprehensive plan. I did send out so that's why I at this recommendation I know is longer than usual. It has all the comments that are on the comprehensive plan. Anyway, the first referral to the town of Catskill is an expansion of use of little south of here, southwest on Route 32, Coleman Self Storage wants to expand the facility. This is the location. So let's go here on State Route 32. This is the ortho of the image. HDM storage facilities going to be there. They want to add 4 storage units. The size. Let's see. The size they are. 4 new, 20 by 180. 20 by 2 of those. So 1 back here along this part of the property, and then 3 towards the bottom of the property here. 3 additional storage units. And it came to us with a done there Route 30 right away. It was zone highway commercial and agriculture. Let's see what else. For site plan review. The recommendation is it's a local decision with comment. There was some issue with identified that there would be stormwater drainage issues, flows to adjacent properties. They planned to show self fence and grading, and just question whether that was adequate. I'm not really sure whether those things were adequate to show the discharge. In terms of the storage units, I don't know how many units or what the traffic impacts might be, and or lighting plan and what kind of lighting issues. Because there's lighting going from the property. So those were just some of the comments. Otherwise, it was a local decision. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to a local decision with comment.
All in favor, or any questions or comments? Anybody in favor? Any opposed? Anybody abstaining? Recused? Okay. This one, I don't have I didn't post all of the comments on the slide. I can pull up the comment. I don't know if you guys have them in front of you, but there's a few pages of various. I don't know if anybody else took a look at the window plan. I thought it was very well done. I just had some input in terms of interview, but I thought the plan could address kind of the flooding and resiliency issue a little bit more in detail. Had some thoughts on they identified an aging population and the need to provide for senior housing, but just some comments about trying to provide housing across the board, all age friendly housing in terms of addressing family housing, the condition house also successful dwelling units, added a comprehensive plan. Some comments on more comprehensively looking at housing. I pointed out a couple spelling issues that I noticed transportation. Nature of that. Suggestion of perhaps a complete street policy. Facilities. There's a couple of regional plans that were done recently in terms of recreation, so I would suggest that I reference a couple of those regional planning processes that have occurred. Also, ag district is in terms of discussion of the ag district, farm law, so I suggested that. Properties that and I like these documents. So that's that's kind of the basis of it.
So all these links that you put in there, those are additional information for them regarding the topic that.
Right. No, they talked about there's some links in there for complete street policies, other communities that have done the state policy on complete streets, or they talked about wanting to create a local natural resource inventory that given the link to the meantime. There was one that was done a couple of years ago. County, like the ranch trust is, if they want to use reference to the county as a resource. So just pointing out some of those resources with links. That is the basic gist of the comments. And again, and actually, this was not a formal referral. They didn't do seeker yet. So when they asked them for seeker documents, they said, well, this is just a draft. I won't have to re-refer it to do seeker. So they were just kind of looking for informal feedback at this point. So this is technically like informal. It's not an official referral from them. Is the way they couched it, because they have not done seeker and wanted to get the referral and come to the county first. So I just want to make sure that these are kind of informal comments that the planning committee meeting tomorrow, so they're hoping to have similar. So that was and tractors, questions.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anybody abstain or recuse? Not on the plan, the comp plan committee, I don't know.
Chair's planning board, but I don't know who's going to do best. But
Yeah, well, again, these are informal
point,
comments,
it's
and at some
informal.
point, if you do participate in seeker, and you have to recuse yourself. But I think
it's,
the next referral is, what would seem like a very simple one, but this took a lot of my time. It was going to be simple, it's an area variance for the construction of a garage. Which again, sounds like a very innocuous referral. This is site line in blue there of the parcel. And if you just note the parcel kind of up here to the this parcel here. This parcel is owned by Timothy Jones, which is the applicant for the garage. But where my cursor is where the garage was proposed. So I went back and forth with the village a bit, and I had to go back and look at the real property here. It's like, well, you're proposing a garage on a property that you don't own.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Somebody else's property?
But evidently it turned out, this is just a, the ortho in each other. Well, it turned out this map, a survey map, was submitted by the planning board to real property to change to do lot line adjustment. So that this is where the drawn in garage is here, which is on that other piece of property to the north of Timothy Jones property. So evidently there was some lot line adjustment with the planning board, but they never finished the process by filing the deed with the county. So according to the county, Timothy Jones doesn't own this property, and Davis, or A. Davis, I'm not sure his name. That's not clear. A. Davis owns that property. So, so back and forth, so I don't know, according to the town, maybe they've done that lot line adjustment, but according to the county, they have not filed the final deed to finish that process. So the suggestion, the recommendation was to disapprove based on the fact that they need to finish that deed. They need to finally finish that deed process of that lot line adjustment before they can approve. Because basically, what we say is the building, one person's building the garage, another person's property. Until that deed process is. So, that's the story behind that. But I summarized that in like 2 minutes. It took me a long time. I figure out what's going on, back and forth, back and forth. But so that's the recommendation. I don't usually disapprove. I was debating whether it should be this. Like, we need more information. It's not really we need more information. They need to kind of. We can't approve it. We can't. You know, it's just. Yeah, so I thought the recommendation was disapprove that. Small building to put a garage up, seems fairly innocuous.
County's not getting their tax money, so,
Well, I guess I imagine one of them's paying for that property. I don't know who at this point, but how that.
it's weird.
I'm not really sure how that. Exactly this file. Oh, it was filed August 24th. So it was just filed. So
I'll make a motion to disapprove.
second part. Rich raised his hand first, and he. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Confused? All right, so that's that one. 2150. This is from the town of Hunter. It is a property that is owned presently by the Hunter Foundation. And they're, have submitted an agreement with the referral that they give permission to Mark Lansman to make this application. Property, and it's the, I didn't make that slide very well, but anyway, it's, that is the site where it's located in Hunter on 23A. That's why it's coming to us. It's in the state right away, 23A.
Yeah, I couldn't see, I'm sorry, I couldn't see where that is, and this is also because they're talking about a pantry, country pantry, and then down here it's the pantry.
Why, that
on Main.
confused me too, yes. There's two referrals that
There's
came
two
in,
projects.
two projects that came in separately that were called the Hunter. So one from the town of Hunter. I'm sorry, and I just confused them. I said the other one's from the Hunter Foundation. I just confused them. Well, never mind. See, I take it because they came right after each other. So this is not, so never mind, it's not the Hunter Foundation. That's the other. This is not owned by the Hunter Foundation. This is an office building. This is in Hunter, and then this is an office building where they want to change.
Okay,
To a cheese shop.
so, okay, so the first one is actually in the village of Hunter. If I'm reading this address correctly, 23A Hunter, New York.
The referral.
Right. But the location of it,
No, that's in the town.
is it in the town?
Yeah, that's the Hunter Mountain Brewery.
The Hunter Mountain, oh, the Hunter Mountain Brewery.
The brewery, yeah.
Oh, now I know. I'm sorry. Thank you. I got confused. Thanks, Carl.
You're welcome.
Hunter Mountain Brewery.
Yes, top of the hill.
Yeah, the top of the hill where the fireside is.
Right.
Okay. I didn't know there was.
You have to talk to people who have driven for years and years. But the office space, okay,
Yeah, it's an.
which was
office-
the office space, I don't think ever got really off the ground and hasn't been used. So they're going to do something else. with it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
makes sense.
That's why I never noticed there was not the space down, because I've been to that brewery.
I mean, that's what the, the description, to change office space for a retail cheese shop.
Yeah.
So,
Right, that smaller building contains a liquor store, and on the left of the liquor store is a real estate office. And I guess there's not a lot of action there, so a retail cheese shop next to a liquor store and a brewery sounds like.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Okay,
um,
so there are, I mean, even if it just, there's a whole big parking lot there. This is parking.
well, I have a question about the parking because
Yeah, I see your question, that's
they're
right.
only proposing four, and it's hard to see on, maybe I should open up.
How big is the office space?
I don't think that's big.
So, it's funny, I'm gonna look doing this, it's kind of, I have to look at, parking regulations in New York State and, in the area, and for every 1,000 square feet, you need 4 parking spots.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm not sure if that was that.
No, that's my question. The parking,
Isn't
the
it
only
the
proposing,
that's a New York State thing. And depending on the region, it could be 3 parking spots, depending on, if it's adjoined with other businesses. So, this might even fall into that 3 parking spots.
Right,
Seven
because
hundred 85 square feet.
and here's the sign.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hunter Pantry, and instead of saying Vista, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're gonna assign
Mr. Realty would, yeah,
and Hunter Pantry. So, well, what was confusing to me, it didn't say anything about it in the written application. There's just create 10 parking spaces in existing paved parking area, but in the description, there's nothing about that. It just says they don't expect more than 4 people in the store at a time, and so they're just proposing these 4 spaces. And I guess they 4 spaces, but for 5, you know.
yeah, but
And
the
the handicap spot.
the whole front of that building, there's parking, so.
Okay, no, I mean, that's, I don't know the building.
You know, the Hunter Brewery, they're pretty popular, and a lot of their parking spills over onto this side where the office is. In fact, it spills over to the lawn that's west of the building. I mean, it's all owned by the same entity. But if that's parking in the back that they're adding, that's probably a really good idea and a plus for this project.
Well, see, that's the confusing part, because it's on this plot plan submitted, but the application just says 4 parking spaces. The application is just, so we know seating on premises and.
But it does show parking in the rear, right, on the plot, you said.
Well, it does, but again, the applicant project narrative just says that they're just gonna have 4 parking spaces up from the 3
Right.
required for office use. So I don't know where this fits into the plan, because whether that's a future thing, it says create. So I don't know, if it's conditional on the actual wine store opening, wine/cheese store opening.
Well, the wine store is already open, the liquor store is already open, this is the cheese.
The cheese shop.
I believe there always was parking.
And that's what I was gonna say, I think mine's, I remember seeing the signs additional parking in rear.
There used to be a CPA.
Yeah,
So this is the old, is the second floor entrance.
yeah, it's above the
So it's above.
lower parking, it's not above the wine store, but it is. When you come into that property, you're coming in on a level and there's a level below. And that's where the parking is in the back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've never been to the back. So.
Well, I just had, you know, whether you know, I mean, the application wasn't clear about, you know.
Okay.
And other than 4 parking spaces, and they don't expect more than 4 people in the shopping. But that doesn't mean there aren't gonna be other people in the wine store or
Or
spillover
the
parking. from
brewery
the
is
brewery. So
biggest one.
parking, yeah. And I don't know, I imagine there's no parking on 23 along the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no, and in terms of the lighting, there's no houses around on either side, okay, or even across the street.
Okay,
So,
so we can remove the lighting.
yeah.
They said they were gonna have prepared foods on site that they were selling, but I didn't say anything about. Food they prepared on site. I assume they would be prepared off site, but the application doesn't say, so they were prepared food, which opens up a whole different.
Right, and they'd have to have.
They all get permits to do breakfast and stuff, so there's, you know. I don't see any kitchen facilities there, so I'm assuming they're gonna be off-site.
Okay. And no dumpsters.
And little things like the super phone.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the lighting went out though, that.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about lights being.
I don't see that.
Right, then I'll just. Comments.
Yeah, we
I'll put the
have-
comment in about parking, I'm going to add, spillover from the brewery.
Yeah, is
Want
it,
me to add that comment?
Yes,
All
yeah.
right, okay,
And you're getting rid of the floodlight sign?
yeah. Just want to add, I think anybody want to,
so what are we're saying? Approve the comment?
who's comment, remove the comment about the floodlights and comment,
Oh, local decision, I'm sorry, I just didn't, I was going in the right spot, okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'll make a motion
Okay.
for local decision.
He's making all the motions.
Sorry.
You can do it.
I'll second, because somebody else moved the last time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained or recused? All right, so the other one, the next one is another pantry, the Hunter Pantry. Just to use,
Well, here's the thing with that one, that's gonna have a whole bunch of stuff. It says
Yes.
market, restaurant, Airbnb, and rental units.
Yeah,
It's the building that was the A and P, or if you go back far enough, it was the Victory Market on Main Street in Tannersville.
here's,
You know where I am?
here's where the kind of the map of the village is, and you can see it's right.
So it's
Right in
it's,
there.
perpendicular to Main Street.
Yeah, it's a very, this odd shaped lot here. It's been a while.
It's been there for a while. It was a number of other, there's a chiropractic office in there, one point sign shop, where those things go on. And they've totally, I mean, they've already totally stripped the exterior. Well, they started undoing it, and now I think they're ready to do it. Is what,
Yeah, this is the property that's owned by the Hunter Foundation.
Right.
Which they're just going to sell to this combination of food with
they're putting in a market, a restaurant,
two rental
units.
units.
There's an Airbnb.
Let me see if I
I
can-
can see that.
Here's the plan that was submitted. Not very detailed. It was also just kind of 8.5 by 11. Which some of the comments.
Hey, guys, I have a comment to make. Airbnbs are getting out of control. And
Getting out of control.
by approving an Airbnb in a commercial space, I'm not sure that's the right thing to do, but I'm not an expert and I don't live on the mountain. All I can tell you is the Airbnb thing is out of control. So I want to be, I just want you guys all to take that into consideration when you think about this. Like, Carl will know better. He doesn't know. I don't
You
know.
know, rental rentals in general, yeah, I mean, Airbnb, it's, I would prefer to actually call this short-term rental. Airbnb is a specific company, it's kind of like, you know, calling a tissue a Kleenex when all these tissues are Kleenex.
No, they're all peanuts.
They're renting commercial.
No, Airbnb is a specific company, so it's, you know, they kind of on the market. But it's short-term
Are
rentals
they
in general.
renting commercially or are they renting for overnight housing?
Yeah, I
They're
don't
gonna
know.
be rented for housing, I mean, that's, you know, let's see.
The rental units theoretically would be, I mean, they specifically say Airbnb and rental units, which means one is short-term rental and one theoretically could be a long-term.
This,
Do they
this,
tell you?
this was the layout, you know, this was the layout I was given. Did I put it on here? Double check if I took a screenshot of it or not. No, probably should have, but,
Well, there's a screen back there, by the way.
yeah, well, that's, I have some,
You asked about that.
I have some issues with that as well, yeah. But this, I mean, it's hard to tell, but this is the building. They got two rental units over here, which we're calling Airbnb, two-bedroom rental units, and this food kind of facility here with an office in between. Some seating here for a food facility. Mixed use.
How's that parking lot?
Well, exactly. Well, that's one of my comments. They have the entrance, the parking is diagonal pointing down this way.
Right.
And then you got coming here, so what do you gotta do? You got like.
It's a U-shaped parking lot,
Oh, it is?
and it's a one-way U-shaped parking lot. Okay,
Where does it come out?
the entrance comes in here and comes around,
Oh.
okay?
Okay, all right, that makes more
And that's
sense.
a
That makes
whole,
sense.
that's a public parking.
They didn't indicate
Right.
any of that on the
They didn't
plan
indicate
for any kind of traffic flow. So to me, it was like, people, you know, that would be a one, it would be good if they had a plan, one-way entrance, one-way exit. But they
Right.
didn't.
Yeah.
So if people are gonna pull in, to me, I just wasn't looking at that, as I said, people are gonna pull in there, how are they gonna park?
No, the only people who pull in there are the ones that are from out of town.
Well, that's a lot of people, especially if they're gonna be Airbnb.
No, it's clearly marked,
Yeah.
big one-way sign on both the entrance and the exit. Okay.
But we don't, I mean, you know that because you've been there, but you know, we don't know that should be indicated on the
No, you're
plan.
right.
That should be indicated on the
Right,
plan.
it seems like it's hard to make a ruling on this with the information we have. based on the plan.
So
Right.
what, I mean, you put here, recommendation incomplete, we need additional information, and I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And aren't all of the short-term rentals subject to the short-term rental law?
Does town of Hunter, town of Hunter doesn't have.
This is Tannersville. This is Tannersville, which I don't think has to be.
Village of Tannersville. I think
Oh,
it
I
has.
thought Hunter did.
No,
It doesn't matter if Hunter does, this is Tannersville.
They're proposing it under the town law.
well, town of Hunter is, Village of Tannersville is part of the town,
So this almost looks like. a sketch
but I know
plan.
they have their own little things.
Yeah,
I understand that.
yeah.
But, you know,
The application of the town of Hunter is.
how many people here serve on a local planning? It looks like a sketch plan. So I bet you see people.
Secret was done.
It was a short form?
Short form, it was very hard to read. I asked for a clear copy, but there were some questions on that too, because looks like they just kind of checked the boxes without really doing the homework, because it indicates that there's no adjacent wetlands, which there are adjacent wetlands. There's a stream. It said no to that's not in the 100-year floodplain. It is in the 100-year floodplain. So it looked like they just checked the boxes and didn't do the due diligence to answer the questions properly. Not that, you know, that being in 100-year floodplain is going to sort of stop it, but they did secret properly, which is part of the problem.
Can we ask a question of Carl? Carl,
Yeah,
does the village have an active planning board or are they kind of loosey?
Well,
goosey?
yes. Village of Tannersville Planning Board, I believe it consists of the village board. They kind of have dual responsibilities, kind of. I mean, yes, this was reviewed by the planning board. It's an existing commercial entity, transferring use to a new commercial entity, with the exception of those 2 units in the back, which, you know, I hear the short-term rental presentation, but I don't think he discounted the worker housing concept either. which is very, very needed and desired on the mountaintop.
Well, I mean, that could be one of the comments that the village strongly consider it being workforce housing and not short-term rental. You want to add that to the comments? Or I'm hoping that well, they will resubmit it to us with some better information, like a better site plan that shows the traffic movement and so forth.
That's what I would suggest, because as it stands now, it's very difficult to review, if we don't make comments looking for these things, the board might miss them if they're not used to reviewing this sort of things.
So,
The Hunter Foundation has a history of dotting all their i's, crossing all their t's. But this looks almost a little premature.
yeah, and I know they're also strong advocates of workforce housing.
Now, with all this stuff going on there, and being on wetlands.
Well, it's not on
Well,
wetlands.
or
There's
next to it.
adjacent property has wetlands on.
So
It's adjacent property, which, you know, that's a secret question.
the town, it doesn't have its own sewage system, so this would have its own septic.
No, it does that.
Does that-
Yeah. And then
It's all on a sewer system.
Okay.
yeah, and that was pending in the application.
Yeah.
Water and sewer pending, I believe.
But yeah, all mountaintop plans, but sewer systems, AGEP.
Yes. Some of the nicest ones in the state, actually, most updated ones in the state, because that's the upside of being in one. Anyway, we'll go there.
Oh, go there. No, we,
Our
I mean,
upside's being in order.
we got a new septic system. So what are we gonna do, send it back to them and say, yes, give them the information?
Yeah.
It's just incomplete.
So does anyone want to make a motion to, you want to make a motion before filing that?
No. Now the chairman should do something, so now somebody else can make a motion. I'll make the motion. Okay, more information needed. And what was the incorrect information that you were?
Well, this, on this,
On the
senior question number 6, well, I don't know if this is incorrect, but it said proposed use as, question is the proposed action consistent with the predominant character of the existing built natural or natural landscape? The answer is no. So I don't know if they just were checking the boxes, and they meant to say yes, but it is, consistent with the character, or they're actually saying no, which is no.
Then we want to do that.
And it's a red flag. The other question, that says, does any portion of the site of the proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands or water bodies regulated by federal, state, and local agencies? No, which is incorrect. That is a federal wetland on the parcel right to the north of it. So that should be answered yes. And then there was question 17, will the proposed action, stormwater? Oh, no, 16, I'm sorry. Is the proposed site located in the 100-year floodplain neighborhood? No, as far as I can tell from my homework, it absolutely isn't. Those little, that's the floodway is the red to that creek back there, and the red and blue is the 100-year floodplain. So they're in the floodway and.
But not only did we need more information, but they need to correct.
It's
Well,
ambiguous.
yeah, that's why the recommendation was for, additional information needed to review and correct.
Somewhat ambiguous at best.
I don't know if they just,
Question 16 or 19?
16, 60. Yeah, 19 is about solid waste.
Okay, then, change it in your comments. Here it says 19.
Oh, okay. So we got that. Oh, yeah, okay. So we press the 60. Thank you.
And we should sign and see for
Mhm.
and they should sign the secret one.
Oh, it was the last one that was not signed. The secret wasn't signed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The last one. This the secret was signed. It was just very hard to read. I don't know, but you know, being I know the secret questions. So, look, Cindy, that is still in motion.
Yeah, we're still,
Okay.
send back as we have sleep.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Confused? The last
Right.
is, this is a single family home, also Tannersville, Route 20, never mind, but I got on the right slide.
As Main Street.
Yeah, we're on the right slide, which is, yeah, Route 23A, here we are. It's also on the boundary of, the town of Hunter, it's down, right over here in the eastern portion of the village. We'll put in it's a, right now, vacant lot, and only there was a home on the lot previously that was demolished. According to the applicant, so they want to put a modular home on there, on that site. This is again the site here, it's an empty lot. This is the, one of my favorite site plans here. There we go.
Really?
You know, I prefer something a little bit more, but you know, it's got the setbacks, got everything we need, and where they're gonna put the home, meets all the setback requirements, and you know,
And what's that drive that,
Van Drive, that's.
oh, Van Drive?
Yeah, that's the road, that's the road here, right next to the property, this roadway. And that was one of my questions about the site plan, there's no driveway, like, there's no,
Yeah,
are they gonna put a driveway in, or are they gonna need a state permit to put a driveway in, there's nothing, there's no information about that, so. Well, this is, again, this is, you know, where they're gonna put the house, this is what they submitted, and it's blocked out where they're gonna put the house. I guess about 2/3 of the way back to the property. Here's a picture of what the house is going to look like. It's going to be brown, not blue. And again, water and sewer with the village is verifying that. We don't have any other information. Verifying the water and sewer information. And seeker. Seeker, and my suggestion was this with the local decision with comments. Again, there's some things I just mentioned, and the driveway. My generic comments for tenants in general, for the referrals they've submitted is, you know, zoning code as well, because one thing when I go to the village website, it's very hard to find the current zoning code. So with all referrals, not just for Tannersville, it's good to have the applicable zoning code that goes with the zone. Just to make the referral go quicker on my end, instead of having to do our homework to try to find the applicable zoning code. So that is the kind of just the comments. You know, the other one could be that we need more information. But you know, it's for a single family home. I don't know if it's something we would want more information about, you know, a site plan and water and sewer and whether it's going to have a driveway. I mean, there's nothing shown in the site plan. I don't know how they're going to get to the house or where their parks. I assume they're going to have it. But you know,
It requires the state DOT.
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I asked. You know, that's.
I think Van Drive is the existing driveway, and you come in and, you know, make this turn here to the right, and you're in front of your house. So there's no curb cut involved.
Oh.
Where?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they look like to me. It doesn't show it on their site.
Wait, just where, like off a van drive?
Yeah,
And
So
then
it
the-
is.
I can tell.
So that is rear access.
Yeah, is that, I mean, or maybe that's what, I mean, no, it's just 7 foot, I mean, it's just what, that was hard to infer, I couldn't tell that that was a driveway there. By what they submitted, so.
yeah, there's no curb cut with the project.
Where are they gonna park? Yeah, I'm not pretty good at that.
Oh, well,
I make a motion, we approve, local decision.
Right. Second.
Oh, yeah.
oh, you the, can you, do you have to recuse yourself from these, Carl? Are you the, are you the?
I can't, I don't vote on these. I'm not on the planning board in Tannersville. I'm
Okay.
code enforcement.
All right,
So if I can't vote on it otherwise, then as I'm told, I'm allowed to do it, you know, for any village or town that I am a code enforcement officer, with the exception of the village of Hunter, where I am on the planning board. Does that make sense?
it does, yeah, I just,
So,
I think, I always feel similar to you, that the conservative approach might be, being the code enforcement officer, that you might want to recuse yourself from voting, like, technically, I mean, you probably,
You know what? I'll abstain. If it makes it,
yeah, I mean, that is kind of the word I'm getting kind of from our attorney.
You know, just so you know, everybody, I am a code enforcement agent officer also from New York State. I'm an independent person. I'm not associated with any town. So I don't know, Richard, if that makes a difference.
No,
I'm
not,
saying.
if you were the code
Yeah,
enforcement officer.
I'm totally independent, and I just saw if people are on vacation, that's all. So,
No, I mean, if you're the code enforcement officer for Kentucky or something, then that would be, you know.
Yeah.
you might not have to be-
I'm not with Kusaki, I'm with New York State, so.
Right.
I am totally independent.
Right.
so Richard, so if I'm to
I
understand that,
didn't know that would be a fellow.
Richard, so if I'm to understand that, then anything in Lexington, Jewett, and the town, that village of Tannersville, in addition to the village of Hunter, I should abstain.
If you are the code enforcement officer for all three of those municipal entities, correct? I would think so. I mean, I'll double check with the county attorney. But I know they like to err on the side of caution with those things.
Right.
So, but I'll double check. But I would suggest this for the time being, you do, and I'll check between now and the next meeting, and we'll get a confirmation.
All right.
and what, Carl, maybe, what are those buildings with the red roofs down on the bottom there?
Those are all residential structures.
They are, okay.
What are the widths of those right of ways at Bam Road? Is that a driveway access to all of those structures?
Yeah,
Is it 2-lane?
hard for me to say. But it is two-way, yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's grandfathered in, I'm sure.
It appears like it's a dead end, right? Is it a dead end?
Yeah.
A modular down that little drive.
Don't want you driving down the road.
All right, so our, the proposal on the table is, local decision with comments.
Second.
I don't know. Can I make a motion? Can anybody make a motion first?
What's somebody did?
Does somebody make a motion? Well, Carl did, but he couldn't. What kind of thing? So that. And, all in favor? Opposed, and, well, I'll put you down as abstaining. Maybe I should put you down as abstaining from the previous one too, then, Carl,
Yeah,
which was the Village of Tannersville. Until I get a further, okay, so, going to, one of the referrals that came in, I just want to bring attention to, is for subdivision, so we don't, review subdivisions, I'm told, again, by county attorneys, so there was a subdivision here in the Village of Tannersville, subdivide, some townhouses, submitted a site plan that was showing the major subdivision, so I'm just gonna send you that, note saying that county planning board does not review subdivisions. I just want to make you aware of that. And, that's it again, if anybody wants to come, the meeting will might start a little bit late after the awards are like 6:25, 6:30 or so next month, so we'll just do a meeting in here or via Zoom combination again, but it's probably not going to start right on 6:30, delayed a little bit. Yep, and we're done, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Right here. Second. Was this a bundle of new, input from the county attorney and all these different issues?
Well, it came out last month, and Bob, works for the county now, he's on the village zoning board? Village, yeah, as village, planning board, and he's reviewing, proposals, that might be reviewing for the county, and I was surprised, learned when I went and asked, just to make sure that, this one, very cautious about it, every sign question, anybody has any local connection or county connection that they recuse themselves from the issue.
And there's no subdivision, looks at anything that's on a county road?
Yeah, I mean, I know you had that issue, but I've been told that the county was not going to do any subdivisions.
Any?
But that's a state thing, right? Because they want municipalities to have control.
Not, since we adjourned, I don't know if I should,
Yeah, we can try.
we've adjourned, so I'm gonna, just give me a minute, I'm gonna, I don't know, turn off this YouTube here. I'm gonna do that. And then I'll, TV? No, TW. I don't know how to turn off YouTube without disconnecting you guys. So I might disconnect you if I.
all right, good enough. Have a great night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.